Hey Bears fans, we're back with an exclusive video and the latest updates on our beloved Chicago Bears. Before we dive in, don't forget to subscribe to our channel and hit that like button. That way, you'll always stay up to date with breaking news and exclusive content. DJ Moore has sent shockwaves through the NFL landscape with his latest comments on the Chicago Bears, igniting conversations that are spreading like wildfire among fans, analysts, and even rival teams. In a candid, no-holds-barred statement, Moore suggested that the team is operating in a state of chaos, painting a picture of a franchise struggling to find cohesion, identity, and purpose. According to Moore, the Bears are grappling with fundamental issues that go beyond the scoreboard, highlighting problems in preparation, leadership, and management. His words, seemingly casual at first, carry a weight that suggests deep frustration and growing impatience, signaling that a top-tier athlete is losing faith in the organization that drafted and supported him. Moore's comments have already sparked debates across sports networks and social media platforms, with fans dissecting every phrase and trying to read between the lines for hidden implications. Some speculate that Moore's frustrations could translate into future changes within the team's roster or front office, potentially making this season a turning point in the Bears' trajectory. The ripple effect of such a statement is enormous, as it questions not only the operational standards of the franchise, but also its culture, values, and commitment to building a competitive squad. In his fiery remarks, Moore did not hold back about the preparation, or lack thereof, that he believes plagues the Bears' current setup. He described practices as chaotic, disorganized, and lacking the intensity required for a team aiming for playoff contention. The criticism extended beyond coaching methods, touching on how the team as a whole seems unready to execute game plans effectively, leaving players and fans alike frustrated with repeated mistakes on crucial plays. This paints a troubling portrait of a locker room that is not fully aligned, where individual talent is undermined by systemic flaws, and where star players feel compelled to shoulder burdens that should be distributed across leadership. Moore's frustration resonates with anyone who follows the NFL closely, as it sheds light on dynamics that are usually hidden behind PR-friendly statements and surface-level optimism. The notion of a team without proper preparation resonates strongly because it challenges the conventional wisdom of professional sports, where meticulous planning and structured routines are considered non-negotiable. For Moore, speaking out may also be a strategic move, signaling to management that changes are urgent and unavoidable if the Bears wish to retain credibility among top-tier talent. Furthermore, Moore's statements about the leadership of the team add another layer of controversy. He implied that the front office, coaching staff, and overall organizational strategy are misaligned, creating a disconnect between the aspirations of the players and the execution demanded by leadership. Such a critique is powerful, especially coming from a player of Moore's caliber, because it questions the very foundation of decision-making within one of the NFL's most storied franchises. Fans and commentators are now left to speculate whether this is merely frustration expressed after a tough loss, or a sign of deeper dissatisfaction that could eventually result in major changes at the executive level. Analysts are debating whether Moore's comments are an outcry for accountability or a signal that key figures in the Bears' hierarchy are on the verge of losing the locker room's trust. Either way, the ripple effect is unavoidable, as even the most casual observer cannot ignore that a leading player is openly criticizing the team's direction. These statements, raw and unfiltered, are already setting the stage for intense speculation about what might happen behind closed doors, where decisions on coaching, trades, or strategy could be influenced by Moore's candid reflections. The timing of Moore's remarks adds intrigue to the situation, as they appear in the wake of a particularly disappointing performance that exposed vulnerabilities across multiple positions. Fans have long debated the team's weaknesses, but hearing them confirmed by a player inside the locker room amplifies the conversation dramatically. Moore's perspective gives an insider's view that media speculation alone cannot capture, suggesting that issues are systemic rather than situational. The commentary extends beyond a single game or performance, pointing to ongoing struggles with cohesion, morale, and accountability that have been simmering under the surface. Sports commentators are dissecting his words with microscopes, considering how these criticisms might influence trade rumors, coaching evaluations, and the morale of younger players who look up to Moore for guidance. In many ways, his statements act as both a mirror and a magnifying glass, reflecting existing problems while amplifying their visibility in a way that demands attention from the league, fans, and ownership. The effect is immediate and tangible. Moore has not only voiced frustration, but also forced the organization into a public conversation about its shortcomings and priorities. Moore's comments about the Bears' crisis in both leadership and preparation also highlight the psychological and emotional toll on players. Professional athletes are conditioned to perform under pressure, but Moore hints at an environment where motivation, confidence, and trust are compromised by inconsistent direction and inadequate support. He suggests that the lack of preparation trickles down from management to coaching to players, creating a cycle of frustration that is difficult to break without structural changes. This resonates with fans who have witnessed talented rosters underperform year after year, often citing morale and locker room cohesion as intangible yet critical factors. Moore's public observations provide a lens to understand the underlying causes of repeated struggles, suggesting that addressing these issues may be as important as any tactical adjustments on the field. Rumors are already swirling that his frustration could accelerate changes in leadership, either through personnel shifts or strategic overhauls, as stakeholders scramble to address both internal dynamics and public perception. In this sense, Moore's explosive statement functions as both a warning and a catalyst, raising questions about how seriously the organization will take the concerns of its own star players. Finally, Moore's words are sparking speculation about his own future with the Bears. Although he has not hinted at leaving, the intensity and specificity of his criticisms fuel rumors that he may demand a more active role in shaping team decisions or even consider opportunities elsewhere. Insider sources are already debating how Moore's influence might shift locker room dynamics, potentially empowering younger players to speak up or challenging the authority of coaches and executives. This raises complex questions about the balance of power within the team, where a single outspoken player could catalyze broader changes in culture and strategy. Fans are split between excitement at Moore's honesty and concern over potential instability, with discussions ranging from trade rumors to questions about long-term leadership. The fallout from such statements is far-reaching, as they touch on performance, morale, public perception, and the future of a franchise that has struggled to find consistency. Moore's candidness has not only made headlines, but also created a ripple effect, forcing stakeholders at every level to confront the possibility that changes may be inevitable and that the status quo may no longer be sustainable. As the sports world reacts to Moore's explosive comments, speculation continues to build around how the Bears might respond both publicly and internally. Analysts suggest that statements like these could trigger internal reviews, coaching evaluations, or even subtle roster adjustments aimed at addressing morale and preparation concerns. Moore's words hint at a disconnect between player expectations and organizational delivery, which could influence everything from play calling to the allocation of responsibilities across the roster. Fans are dissecting every nuance, looking for clues about the seriousness of Moore's frustrations and whether they signal a larger movement among veteran players to demand accountability. This environment of speculation feeds itself, as rumors about potential leadership shakeups, trades, or even front office changes multiply with every media cycle. The impact of a star player speaking openly cannot be overstated, as it invites both scrutiny and debate about what steps, if any, the franchise will take to restore trust and stability. It also raises questions about long-term strategy, particularly regarding talent retention and the balance between developing young prospects and catering to the needs of established stars like Moore. The reactions to Moore's statements extend far beyond the Bears organization, influencing fan communities, rival teams, and league insiders. Social media platforms are flooded with debates, dissecting whether his comments are an emotional reaction or a calculated move to force organizational change. The narrative has already taken on a life of its own, creating storylines about internal discord, accountability, and the challenges of managing a high-profile roster in a demanding league. Moore's perspective resonates because it comes from a player who is both highly skilled and respected by peers, which adds credibility to his criticisms. Sports commentators are speculating that his remarks could embolden other players to speak out about systemic issues, potentially transforming locker room dynamics across the league. This situation exemplifies how one player's candidness can ripple across a team, a fan base, and even the broader conversation about professional sports culture. Moore has inadvertently positioned himself at the center of a debate that transcends a single team, challenging conventional expectations of loyalty, discretion, and public communication in professional sports. In addition to locker room and organizational concerns, Moore's remarks also touch on the cultural and leadership identity of the Bears as a franchise. He suggests that inconsistencies in preparation, strategy, and leadership have undermined trust among players and blurred the vision of the team's direction. This has opened the door to speculation about whether the franchise may be on the brink of redefining its approach to leadership, with potential adjustments to coaching philosophy, training protocols, or even front office decision-making. Analysts are debating how much weight a single player's opinion should carry, particularly when it aligns with broader perceptions of a struggling franchise. Fans are invested in the speculation, wondering if Moore's candidness could prompt tangible improvements, or whether it signals deeper, more intractable issues that could persist regardless of short-term interventions. The discussion around leadership culture has elevated the conversation beyond X's and O's, highlighting the critical interplay between preparation, morale, and organizational cohesion that ultimately affect performance on the field. Before we continue, don't forget to subscribe to our channel and give this video a like. Your support helps us keep bringing you the latest updates on our Chicago Bears. And don't be shy. Drop your thoughts on the news in the comments below. Speculation has also emerged regarding the possible influence of Moore's comments on upcoming decisions about trades, free agency, or contract negotiations. Some insiders suggest that management may feel pressure to act decisively, either to retain Moore's talent or to demonstrate responsiveness to legitimate concerns about preparation and leadership. These rumors feed a narrative of urgency, suggesting that Moore's statement could act as a catalyst for strategic shifts across multiple dimensions of the organization. Fans and commentators are evaluating every potential outcome, from minor adjustments in training routines to major changes in coaching staff or player acquisition strategies. The broader implication is that a franchise's ability to adapt to criticism from within may determine its trajectory for seasons to come. Moore's statements, therefore, are not just a moment of personal expression. They're a signal flare calling attention to issues that could dictate the Bears' operational decisions in ways that extend far beyond a single game or season. Moreover, Moore's revelations have sparked broader discussions about accountability and player empowerment in the modern NFL. Observers are debating how much influence star players should have in shaping organizational priorities and whether speaking out publicly is an effective strategy to drive change. Moore's decision to go on record could inspire similar transparency from other athletes who feel constrained by internal dynamics, potentially reshaping the way teams manage communication, morale, and leadership. The speculation surrounding these issues highlights a tension inherent in professional sports, balancing respect for hierarchy with responsiveness to player insight. In Moore's case, his perspective is particularly impactful because it combines credibility, experience, and a willingness to publicly confront challenges that others might avoid. As such, his words serve as a flashpoint, igniting conversations about culture, accountability, and leadership that resonate far beyond Chicago. Finally, Moore's explosive commentary has generated speculation about the broader implications for his career trajectory and for the Bears as a franchise. Fans are now debating whether his frustrations might lead to a more prominent role in decision-making or even influence his future with the team. The situation invites questions about how the Bears will navigate the delicate balance of retaining talent while addressing internal dysfunction. Meanwhile, the league at large is watching closely, as Moore's statements may set a precedent for player candor and influence. Analysts are already hypothesizing about potential ripple effects, including shifts in roster strategy, coaching philosophy, and fan engagement. The rumors surrounding Moore's remarks underscore the transformative power of a single voice within a franchise, demonstrating how candid criticism can catalyze dialogue, inspire action, and reshape narratives. In essence, Moore's explosive honesty has not only stirred immediate controversy, but also set the stage for ongoing speculation about leadership, culture, and performance within the Bears organization, ensuring that the conversation will continue long after headlines fade. That's it for this update. If you enjoyed the video and want to stay updated with exclusive news about our Chicago Bears, be sure to subscribe to our channel and hit that like button. We can't wait to hear your thoughts in the comments. See you in the next video.